Can I be honest with you? I am bad news. I'm not your friend. I'm not going to help you. I'm going to break you. Any questions?
Zero Dark 30. It's been called the film of a generation. A story only Catherine Bigelow could tell. The voice of this decade. What the fuck movie have you guys been watching? Jackson, I don't understand this. What? Do you understand it?
I don't understand this. I really have no idea what's going on. That's not an exaggeration. What are you talking about?
That's what people are saying about this movie. Those are like the blurbs about this film.
I don't understand film advertising.
Peaceful.
Hyperbole.
No one's saying that. I will agree. It is definitely a movie made in this generation.
By Catherine
That's
Bigelow.
accurate. It is a movie of the generation. You know, it's no death race. I don't know. Though if they had called this movie Death Race, it'd be a lot better.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Although that's how they captured Osama bin Laden. He was making people drive around in the desert in big death domes or whatever. Then yeah.
Yeah, and Osama bin Laden was played by Jason Statham.
Oh, SEAL Team 6 breaks into the compound and all of a sudden Osama bin Laden starts fighting back and kicking everywhere.
That's how it. That's how that movie ends for Al Qaeda.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, jeez. Alright, well, if you can't tell, and you probably can't, because I don't even know what the fuck's happening, but we're talking about Zero Dark 30, a film that at the moment has got like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody's saying it has a high probability of sweeping the Oscars.
I don't think you like, Alan.
Probably not.
Every year, there's one film that the Oscars nominates that I just don't understand, and this is it this year.
was it last
I mean,
year?
even Amore, which I thought was bad, which I did not like at all, I can understand it on some level being nominated. I don't get this one. Maybe I'm alone on this. Who here has seen it? We've got Jackson. I know you've seen it.
I've seen it.
We're joined by Maz. Maz has seen it. Callum, have you seen it?
No. So I'll just stand here making pithy commentary like usual.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out that there are members of our crew who have seen it and do enjoy it. Like Kevin really enjoys it, but he does not enjoy confrontation, so he opted out of this. So
Kevin disagrees with me on every single thing, but it's a matter of principle, I think.
Kevin. I thought that me and Matt were the two polar opposites on this one.
No, me and Kevin are the polar opposites.
Oh, damn.
Which is really weird, because I really want to like Cloud Atlas, so we'll see.
Okay, yeah, we'll see about that, yeah, okay. I've been whenever I talk about Matt, it's just me joking, and solely me joking because we're so polar opposite on film reviews, but I didn't know this until now, but you and Kevin really are, too.
Yeah, really are. It's there was another big one that we argue about a lot. I've forgotten what it is, because that's how invested I am with my faux rivalry. Yeah, well, Silver Linings is one I disagree with everyone with, like, you know, like Aliens. The way that I stand alone there. That's a very different thing. Anyway.
No, Matt's on your side on that one.
No. But I'm right. No, actually, Matt is on my side with Aliens.
Yeah, he is. Matt's on your side with Aliens. I know that.
But that Aliens is better than Alien?
No.
He's on this side that Aliens sucks.
No, the Aliens isn't a good movie. Alien 3 is better than Aliens. Come on.
Oh, okay, now that is hyperbole. Good sir.
Oh,
well brought back.
Let's talk about
Alien 3 was the film of the century.
Let's talk about other films that we are widely in disagreement on. Like I said, there are people among our crew who do really like it. And Maz, if memory serves me correct, you feel it's okay? I mean, that was basically what you said?
I gave it a 3.5. It's not a Catherine Bigelow movie to me. It's like she cast all these character actors to do a History Channel reenactment.
Yeah, this to me, for anybody who doesn't know, Zero Dark 30 is the quote-unquote true story about the hunt for Osama bin Laden, which basically comes down to just following this one character throughout the whole thing, who was based on a real person, although they didn't use her real name, so nobody really knows who it was. But apparently they got actual testimonies from people who worked in the CIA and worked on the FBI who came forward and actually told this story. And Yeah, I don't know, man. They want to say it's the truth, but this feels to me like, you said it very well, it feels like the History Channel. To me, it almost felt like Cliff Notes. Like, I only read Cliff Notes once in my life because I was like, man, I don't want to read this book. I'm just going to read the Cliff Notes and I'll know everything. I started reading the Cliff Notes and I got to like chapter 3 and I was like, wait, who the fuck is this character? Where did they come from? What are they talking about now? Was this referenced earlier in the book? It's almost like the Cliff Notes were just trying to say, dude, you have to actually read the real book. This is kind of what it was. It was kind of like, this is a movie where, you know, they jump from one thing to the next so much that there's a moment in which they're going, we need to get phones so that we can wiretap them. We need to get a phone so that we can wiretap the Osama bin Laden compound. And then they get the phone, and the very next shot is, according to our tapes, he is going to be here. And I know, looking back on it now, that, okay, the tapes are in reference to the tapes they got from audio taping his phone calls. But at the time, I was just like, what tapes? What the... Is this a new element? What's happening here? Because it just jumps that randomly from one thing to the next.
It was like a director's cut somewhere, but it's longer and actually explains some of that stuff.
God, I hope not.
The back third where she's in the CIA headquarters and she's writing the number of days on the wall felt really good. I wish they did more obvious, no, it has been 5 days since this. Because
yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I was cool with that, except that then all of a sudden her character just became a total badass. Up until then, she was a total machine. Just like no emotions, no nothing, and then all of a sudden she turns into the badass who, I'm the motherfucker who found him. What? You don't talk to people like that.
And
if you're the motherfucker who found Osama bin Laden, I would talk like that. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I know, but the movie has to earn that. That should be like, hell yeah, you are. But the rest of the movie, you think, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's more of like you're the person who sorted some files.
No,
I think basically the core problem with Zero Dark 30 is it has no central focus in terms of what it wants to be. It jumps around in time way too much. It like all the bits where it goes to Catherine Bigelow are completely detrimental to the point of the film. Like, it's meant to be this character study of this one woman, yet for every single bomb explosion they go to a Hurt Locker style, when's the bomb going to blow up, like in London. And it's like, why? No, focus on the woman's reaction.
I wish they had gone to Hurt Locker on some of those, because I mean, all the bomb explosions are either just totally random and just happen, which I'll admit make me jump, or there is one bomb setup that is the laziest thing I have seen. They have a car pulling up and just constantly, no, take the guards away, I don't want any guards around here. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. They actually, I swear to you, this is true, I'm not making this up. The car is pulling up and a black cat crosses in front of the car. And I was like, I know you weren't doing that on purpose, but for fuck's sake, man.
Well, that's
I think they were.
The tension of the screen is like, oh shit, this is going to go bad. You people are stupid. This shit gonna go bad. Get the fuck out. And
stop making cakes, lady. Get out of there.
But the problem is, it's not tense at all because you know exactly what's going to happen.
I stuck my fingers in my ear 30 seconds before the bomb. I stuck my fingers in my ears 30 seconds before the bomb went off because I was like, "This is gonna be loud." It's like,
yeah.
The car isn't even stopped moving yet. Yeah.
But what I mean is, like, yeah, sure, that's tense, but the point of the film is ostensibly this character study, and it takes focus away from the character to do what she prefers to do, which is tension, which ultimately undermines her overall point of the film, which is the effect on this one woman.
Well, yeah, and also I don't think it's a very effective character study because what's her character?
Exactly.
What's her character? She looks for Osama bin Laden. That's her character.
Well, no, I feel like her character shows up right at the very end when she gets on that plane, and she just kind of takes that breath and she cries, and it's like, well, fuck, what do I do now?
That's a good moment. I like that moment.
The whole movie's been building up to. She finally shows some emotion other than I'm the motherfucker who found it.
I do like that moment. But it's like, it wasn't a payoff for the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a payoff. I was like, I know exactly what you're gonna do, and it's like I was waiting for that moment. It happened. I was like, you did it. Well done. We all got exactly what we expected, and I was kind of bored because I didn't really care, which was my biggest problem. Like, during all of the tension, I had no investment in anything, and and it's not as good as the Serial moment. So
yeah, and I think some of the reason why I don't have an investment is because I know everything that happens. But at the same time, Argo, I knew the ending to that.
Oh, most definitely. Like I could care less of a crap about this movie until it started getting a bunch of awards buzz. I was like, fine, I guess we'll see it. But if it weren't for the buzz, I wouldn't have seen it.
I cared the moment that I heard Catherine Bigelow was doing it because I absolutely love The Hurt Locker, but this was not it. We're talking a lot of shit about it at the moment. Is there anything that you guys do like? I mean, I like that ending, obviously. I do like. I know that Kevin mentioned that the thing that he really liked about was all the detective work, like all the boots on the ground stuff.
What?
And
What is he talking about?
The detective work isn't obvious. It does. This movie.
Yeah, but they
not
didn't
hold
show it. The way it showed detective work was through cutting past it. It was like, let's do some detective work. The screen might have well come up and say, some detective work later. We did some detective work, guys.
There are a few moments of detective work, but I don't really understand. Like, there's that moment where the guy takes the Saudi guy to go and buy a car. And I'm like, well, okay, but who the fuck is this Saudi guy, and what are they talking about? I don't...
I understood that.
Oh, okay.
This movie doesn't hold your hand. You have to pay attention. It expects you to be an adult.
No, I got that. I did pay attention, but the problem was that I didn't care.
You have to kind of make a quick little shorthand of, okay, the one scene I didn't get was dude gets something like a wire strapped to him, and then all of a sudden he's surrounded by, I think they're men in the...
yeah.
I don't know the word for
Burkas.
Burkas.
Yeah.
Burkas. Yeah, they were in Burkas.
I thought it started with an H.
That's probably an official name for it, but yeah.
That's the only scene I didn't really get was like, who the fuck is that guy? But yeah, it really could have used some more like signifying transitions beyond interspersed title cards that acted like chapters.
Yeah, it felt to me more of like... Oh, geez, I forgot the title cards were even in this. But it felt to me kind of like, yeah, they were focused too much on, we want to tell the events that led up to this, rather than, this is a film, we need to turn those events into a story. It's kind of what it felt like to me.
Oh, yeah, it was a big-budget History Channel reenactment with recognizable faces.
Yeah, except that those big budget, those History Channel things have a narrator telling you everything that's happening. Whereas this, it's just the reenactments kind of back to back, and it's like, okay, I can follow this, but it's kind of like putting a puzzle together without the box there, letting you know where each piece is supposed to go. It's like, well, here's each of the pieces, and I can understand each of the pieces by themselves, and I can line them up into something that looks like it's the right order.
But you know the end game already, so you kind of already have an idea.
Yeah.
Because we kill him. Spoilers.
What?
Damn it, Mike! I wanted to watch that movie.
Yeah, there's it's like the only real spoiler, I guess, is what happens after he shoots and she gets on the plane. But
well, we already spoiled that.
Yeah, let's go en masse.
Yeah, fuck spoilers. We live in an age of spoilers. Deal with it.
Yeah, because assholes on podcasts keep going, fuck it, man, let's just spoil it.
No, man, like, it's not
They're probably going to hear it somewhere.
It's about the journey.
But
it's about the journey, but come on.
But fuck that journey, man.
I like the way you're just spoiling bad movies as well. You never spoil the good ones, it's just the bad ones.
Fair enough.
Like,
although Maz does not hate this, once again, and I don't hate it, I'm just
I gave it
very
3.5
neutral on it.
stars. It was...
Yeah, exactly.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I
didn't hate. I was well made, but then just because of the fact that I was horribly bored.
Yeah, it's just so cold.
It doesn't matter how well made it is. If I can't enjoy the story at all.
I wasn't really bored. I was more of just kind of like I was on my feet the whole time. I was just like, I don't know what's happening. Okay, now this has happened. Okay, I'm taking that, and it's like, but it's like it's almost like more of just a lecture in some sense. Like, rather than actually watching a film, to me. Like, this, like, they really wanted to tell the story of what happened with the capture of Osama bin Laden, and it's like, that's great, but at this point in time in which all the facts are not in, do it as a documentary. Do, like, these are the facts that we have. Like, when you're actually, like, kind of presenting a behind-the-scenes look at it like this, I feel like you need to wait longer until all the facts can have come out, in which more people have come out and said things.
I want the Office-style documentary of that middle period where she is writing everything on the walls and just like cuts to one of the other guys in the office. Who's that? She's that girl. She just keeps running numbers on the wall. She's crazy. What the fuck's wrong with her? She keeps going on about how she's found Bin Laden. She doesn't do any other work. Why are we still paying her?
I'm really surprised, like how I'm not surprised given what happens in the movie about how odd and undeveloped the character of Maya is, because really she's like a amblygram of several other people.
It's like, I heard sense. Like it's mainly one person, but then like two other people kind of are thrown into her character.
Yeah, so like it makes sense that she would not get a lot of work because she's not really a person. She's there to move the plot literally forward, but at the same time, like, part of the thing I love about Catherine Bigelow's movies in the 90s was the kind of philosophical bent to all the action. Come on. Who here doesn't love Point Break? Unironically.
I've never seen it.
Seen it.
You need to see Point Break. It is probably the second best movie Patrick Swayze was in, next to Roadhouse, in which he rips a motherfucker.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
Hey, he rips a dude's throat out. Okay.
Like MacGruber rips guys' throats out.
This movie could have used some more throat ripping out.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Patrick Swayze in
Even
it.
I, actually.
Oh, come on. You've probably seen what's that stupid bunny rabbit movie that's evil?
Donnie Darko?
Yeah, you've seen Donnie
Oh,
Darko.
no, I haven't seen Donnie Darko. No, because I got that all spoiled to hell, and I was like, I just don't care.
Oh, wow.
I'm over it.
No offense. Don't take this the wrong way, but you seemed like the type of guy who would love Donnie Darko.
Am I meant to be offended by that?
In a way, I seem like the kind of guy who would love Donnie Darko, and I hated that movie.
Except for the Patrick Swayze cameo. That's
him as the weird pedophile teacher thing. I don't... whatever.
Oh, well.
I prefer the song that explains Donnie Darko by Tim Minchin. That's way better. It's like a 2-minute song that explains everything in one verse. It's great.
Maya needed to be more like Bodhi and less like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. She is a complete robot, and it's hard for me to get like any attachment to anyone in this. And yeah, I know that she's a compilation of multiple other characters, but because she's a compilation and not a real person, you can actually make her a character. Unless, of course, like I said, they were like, well, then that wouldn't be realistic. Well, you're making this way too early after it happened for it to be realistic. And it's like, no, we want to get the facts out there. Make a documentary. I'm sorry, at this point in time, you can't make a narrative film when you don't have all the facts.
Oh yeah, in my review I was like, this would have made a better miniseries on the History Channel than a movie.
Absolutely.
Like,
I completely agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, it's... I kind of compared it to All the President's Men also in that it's that really kind of dry mystery, if you want to think about it like that. But
I was thinking about, I was thinking of All the President's Men at one point while watching this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
how does
and also they keep talking about how this is. We mentioned hey, they want to get the facts out there. They want to get the facts out there. There came a point in here in which I just went, I'm sorry, but bullshit. I don't think this is what happened. And granted, I wasn't. Hey, I didn't work for the CIA. I've had government jobs and they are rather boring, so I can attest to that part being true. But I don't think that a lot of this is what happened. Like, I've heard the stories that the main person who this character is based on, basically, at the CIA became a huge pain in the ass afterwards because he kept going around talking about how she was the one who got Bin Laden. Well, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I've worked in those office environments, and half the time when there's someone going around saying that, they are correct. The other half the time, not so much. So I don't, and they make this all seem like it was just one person doing it. Just like it was all just her.
Well, yeah.
And she was the only person who caught it. And I'm like, no, man. In the government, it's never just one person. I mean, once again, look at Argo. Yeah, he went over there and he got them out. He also had Bryan Cranston back here helping him out. He had the rest of the CIA looking for guys. It's
historical.
He had those two old fucks from the Muppet Show.
It's historical fiction. I always take everything with a grain of salt and look for a good movie and not facts. If I want facts, I'll
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And once again, historical fiction. It feels weird making something fiction, once again, this close after it happened. We haven't really talked to any about the big controversy coming out of this about whether or not, about how it says, hey, torture worked. And that's, torture is how we got it.
They said the opposite of
Thank
that.
you!
Yeah,
Thank you! How the fuck is everyone taking that... How the fuck is everyone taking that message away from this movie? I don't understand it!
Because my friend was going...
I think it's from years having watched 24.
No, it was because not my friend, some person I know was all getting really angry. Oh, they glorify torture, and I walked out 45 minutes in, and I was like, well, then you're an idiot.
Oh, yeah, it's what
you walk out at the torture, not at the 9/11 calls that opened the movie.
Oh, that is fucking fuck him for that.
That's more of a
I'm sorry, I was not.
That.
Yeah, wow, that is bullshit. That is them purely trying to go, hey guys, remember what this guy did, and that's why you should be happy about that this is a movie about going and getting him. No, fuck that. That's horrible. But yeah, the torture stuff, let's just go ahead and say this. They do torture people in this movie, and the torture doesn't work. They torture the guy and then say, well, fuck, that didn't stop the attack. What if we go back in there and actually use some psychological detective work on him? What you're supposed to do in these instances? And they do that, and that works.
It's more than that. It's the fact that there's that bit where they're like, oh yeah, we missed all this stuff. It was all here all along. We were just too busy torturing people.
Yes! Fuck! How are people saying that this movie glorifies torture? It shows it doesn't flat out work.
Bitch about everything.
I guess, as made evident by the rest of our review, but jeez.
I'm a big guy for bitching about stuff, but I like to bitch about stuff when I'm right. Being wrong really diminishes my ability to bemoan.
Yeah, it shows
people
the
just
US government...
saw a scene of torture for, hang on, that's torture, on a big screen in a big budget movie that happens to be about killing Osama bin Laden.
Oh, yeah,
and did bother to actually look at the bits in the middle that explain their viewers' point is completely the opposite.
The bits where the torture happened were affecting me. I was like, that's kind of wrong and inhumane, and how we're kind of a bunch of dicks if we did that, which we did. But, that was the point.
Sorry about that, guys.
Those were the best bits of the movie because they made me feel something beyond boredom. They did impact you. There was her directing style of being really visceral was used to an actual effect. Because when it moved into the detective stuff, I don't think she was really good at directing that. I think that's not her strength because she does the other side of it a lot better. And when there was something more to say in the earlier parts about how much torture sucks, it was a better film. Yeah. I think.
And it was hard for me to really feel anything during the torture scenes, but I know that's just because of the screening I had. I saw this I'm not going to name the theater, but it's a theater I've been to a couple times because it's a really cheap theater. But it's also, I've never been to a theater where people talk during a movie quite as much as this. Ooh. There was some guy sitting on the same row as me who every time a torture scene came up started cheering.
Oh.
And I shit you not. There's a moment in there in which what's her face, the main protagonist, Maya is talking to someone who they captured and saying, "You have no idea what you were in for." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And then all of a sudden, and then the very next shot is of them waterboarding the guy, and he just pounded his fist on the chair and went, "Yeah!" And I was like, holy fuck, I need to...
He's the kind of guy who would have cheered the Mandingo fighting from Django.
Oh, jeez, I didn't want to watch that. Actually, I saw Django Unchained in that same theater. Only people talking during the movie was two black ladies behind me. Whenever Leonardo DiCaprio was on screen with his sister, they just went, and then I swear to you this is true. There was a moment in which one of them leaned over to the other one and went, "You know he fucking his sister, right?" And it's like I swear to you that actually happened.
Oh god! I like the 031. That clearly made the movie better.
Yeah. Yes.
That's amazing.
Oh fuck! Although there was one moment during the Zero Dark Thirty where he did make it better. It's when Mark Strong's character comes in the first time and says, we have worked for 10 years on this, and what have we found? And then he just once again banged his hand on the chair and went, not a goddamn thing! And I was like, I'm more interested in this guy right now. I kind of want to watch him for the rest of the movie.
It sounds like a character from another movie. This guy sounds like a character from a movie.
Yes.
Not a goddamn
thing.
That's perfect. That's so pitch perfect. That's amazing.
Because I've been cast as like a police chief in some sort of in some buddy cop movie.
Oh yeah,
sounds like an asshole in a theatre. But...
No, I get what Callum's saying. It sounds like he's about to go and tell Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy they have 48 hours left to solve this case.
Is he about to take someone's badge and gun?
Damn it! I want results. Damn it!
Maya, it's been 2 hours and Osama bin Laden is not dead. Turn over your goddamn. What do you guys give this movie? What range?
Give me a goddamn subpoena.
The SEAL Team 6 segment.
Oh yeah, shit. That's a big moment in the movie. We totally skipped over it. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I wonder who else skips over lots of things that could have been a much better burn if I thought it through properly.
Explaining the burn makes it even worse.
I know.
Yeah, man, that's what you want to say about the SEAL Team 6 operation.
Well, part of me was just kind of like, wow, this is really noisy. How the hell didn't people realize, yo, a helicopter just totally crashed down our front lawn? But
yeah, in the beginning, it shows the helicopters like traveling through helicopters they got from Area 51, which once again, that's the moment where I kind of went, I don't know how much of this is true anymore. But we're still getting wrong. I'm not saying they don't have that Area 51. I'm just kind of saying maybe just for the sake of the story, you should have chosen somewhere else because you know people aren't going to believe that.
Oh no, I think that makes.
But
it
yeah, they
more
showed.
I like to believe they. I think they would just call whatever base they're using Area 51 because they're that kind of self-aware people.
Oh, I get it.
I mean,
they got stealth.
Probably not, but
yeah, they had these solid black choppers which were making almost no noise, and you see them flying through the night sky, and you can barely see them. And I thought that was really cool, kind of seeing like how this operation works. But then the moment they land, I was like, there is no way that car alarms are not just going off, dogs are barking. There's no way that this didn't wake up the neighborhood.
Yeah, that bit aside, I enjoyed the I enjoyed the matter-of-factness that came along with the action of, nope, plug them twice in the chest, once in the head, move along. Oh, it's a woman, plug her twice in the chest, once in the head, move along. Just like, nah.
Double tap.
That's what they're trained to do. You got in their way. Now you're dead. They have shit to do.
When I was talking about Acts of Valor earlier this year, I was saying that the one good thing I liked about that is that it was a very realistic look at what the armed forces kind of are trained to do, and I could also appreciate this film at that moment for the same way that it's like, this is something that we never get to see, like how they actually really do operate in the field. So
that element of it was kind of ruined a little bit for me, only because at the same time I was watching Generation Kill, which is so much better.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I kind of want to go back and rewatch that sequence though, just because part of my mind thinks editing was kind of hazy and haphazard, but another part of me thinks I just didn't really watch it, and if I watch it again, the editing would make more sense.
Yeah. I see. Well, what does everybody give this movie?
I gave it a 3.5, so that's like a B-, C+.
That's like a B minus, something like that. Yeah.
Good movie, not great, not bad. It was a movie.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Jackson?
A D, I guess. Depends on the scale. Well, I don't know. Scale goes all the way to F, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes to F. Yeah.
It's not that. It'd be a 2-star, because as I say, it's well made, but I just couldn't. I don't know. I just didn't care. Like, there were bits that I liked. It wasn't, but it was worse than Lincoln. I think Lincoln had a lot better to it. So yeah, that's where I'd put it.
Okay, but yeah, I'll go C+, because even though I had major problems and could not get into this film, I've said numerous times before that as long as you try, I give you a lot of credit, and they were trying something new here. They were trying to actually tell a story to get facts out there, even if they didn't know fully what the facts were yet, which I still attest they didn't. But they were trying something here, and as I've said before, as long as you're trying, I gotta give you some credit. So I'll give it a C+. But all right, but by the way, I think I know what our new lowest rating is. Not a goddamn thing.
If you're right, the whole world's gonna win in on this. You will never find him. He is one of the disappeared ones.